Good evening, everyone. It is so good to see all of you and to see old friends and new friends and to be together as we begin the celebration of Commencement Weekend. Tonight we come together to celebrate things that we value dearly at Ohio Wesleyan, the diversity and the creativity of our students, and in particular of those who graduate. We welcome you, parents and members of families of our graduates, those who join us by live stream literally from all over the world. We are grateful that you are with us. Our seniors have planned our evening, and they have chosen the theme Beyond the Bubble, reminding us as they cross the stage tomorrow and receive their diploma, they will be leaving the campus that has been their home, even though they had to leave their home for a little while, about halfway through. But as they leave, they move beyond the bubble of this campus. We know that they are ready because they have taken full advantage of the opportunities here, even when they had to leave the campus in the middle of their second year. We know that they are ready. We know that they are prepared to move beyond the bubble, to embrace a life that will give them the opportunity for the full flourishing of every aspect of their human potential. And so, seniors, we celebrate with you tonight, and we look forward to being with you as we move beyond the bubble. Welcome.
Good evening. Each of Ohio Wesleyan University's Religious Life Awards honors an individual who exemplifies a faithful witness to the ethical, spiritual, and missional values of Ohio Wesleyan University, as those are delineated in the university's charter and statement of aims, and demonstrated in leadership both on the campus and in the community, including especially their faith community. On the spot that is now Beagley Library, there once stood a stately old church, St. Paul's Methodist. St. Paul's minister of music was Bliss Wyant. And then Bliss and his wife Mildred, both alums of Ohio Wesleyan, left Delaware to live for 30 years in China as missionaries, teaching music and English, but more importantly, promoting international peace and understanding. The Wyants returned to Delaware to teach us about the richness and the great work of Chinese culture. And some of their Chinese hymns are in the current United Methodist hymnal. The Bliss and Mildred Wyant Award was established in their honor to remember the importance of leadership which promotes interfaith and intercultural understanding. And the 2022 recipients of the Bliss and Mildred Wyant Award are Sophia Buttar and Sydney Simpson.
Sophia, stay here. You don't get off that easy. Sophia has been a powerful force on campus. After COVID caused most student groups to go nearly dormant, she took up the leadership of Tawhid and, with others, brought this group of students back to being an active and engaged group of Muslims on campus. From helping to organize care packages and iftar dinners for Ramadan, to rebuilding communication with the chaplain's office, Sophia has been front and center in making sure that those who practice Islam find welcome and belonging at OWU. And Sydney has walked a path that few have the courage to tread. Moving from rigid certainty to curious questioning is a challenging road. But Sydney has not only walked that road for herself, she has also helped others to walk it. Last year, as a resident of the Interfaith House, she held a student discussion on the role of doubt in belief. This year, she expanded that program into a faculty and staff panel exploring the same topic, a panel that so engaged students that they ran out of time for discussion. This interfaith space could exist because of Sydney's curiosity and her questions, and we are better for it. So thank you, Sophia and Sydney, for all of the ways that you have added to this interfaith community through your life here with us, and blessings to you as your journeys continue.
Until his passing, Emeritus Chaplain James Leslie was the conscience of this campus for 55 years. With punishing wit and gentle grace, the prophetic voice of Chaplain Leslie was a clarion call for social justice at Ohio Wesleyan. The Chaplain James Leslie Award was established in his honor to remember the importance of leadership which promotes peace and justice. And the 2022 recipient of the Chaplain James Leslie Award is Meg Edwards.
So in her time on campus, Meg has shown that she not only understands, but lives the interwoven ideals of peace and justice. Through reflective wilderness treks and campus conversations, she has shown herself to be a good listener, a critical thinker, and a peacemaker. Through her advocacy for constructive political dialogue, research on equitable, sustainable farming practices, and her investment in many other social issues, she has shown herself to be committed to the work of justice. She encourages us to work with rather than against each other, that the world might come into its own fullness. So thank you, Meg, for all of the ways you have added to this community through your life here with us, and blessings to you as your journey continues.
In addition to being an excellent professor of Spanish, Dr. Cheryl McGinnis was the first Catholic laywoman to serve as a Catholic chaplain at Ohio Wesleyan. She also was the founder of the campus Newman Club. With a life of prayer and grounded mysticism, Dr. McGinnis was a mentor to many Catholic students on campus. She also was a powerful voice for social justice and helped pioneer the Spring Break Service Week program at Ohio Wesleyan. The solid presence of Catholicism at Ohio Wesleyan today is because Dr. McGinnis had a vision and made it happen. The Dr. Cheryl McGinnis Award was established to honor and to encourage Catholic spirituality on this campus and a holy social mission among us as a vital part of this Methodist institution. The 2022 recipient of the Dr. Cheryl McGinnis Award is Bradley Walford.
For 4 years, Bradley has been an engaged member of the Newman Catholic community on campus. He has been a face and a voice for Catholic students, reaching out to invite others to join, working with chaplains and priests to bring programs to campus, and holding numerous leadership positions within the club. He has worked throughout his time here to help create the space for students to engage their faith and take their Catholicism to the next, deeper level. So thank you, Bradley, for all of the ways that you have added to this community through your life lived with us, and blessings to you as your journey continues.
For a living, he swept our floors and picked up after our untidiness. For a vocation, he was Ohio Wesleyan University's Goodwill Ambassador, always a warm greeting for everyone, even the most curmudgeonly among us. For a calling within his vocation, he was a servant of God, outshining all the rest of us in his fundraising for the crop walk, outsinging all the rest of us in his leadership with the Gospeleers, and his wedding songs for students, staff, and alumni, and outloving most of us in his faithful devotion to God and his church. The Tabin Blake Servant Leadership Award was established in his honor to remember the importance of leadership, which promotes the full scope of the university's informal motto, education for leadership and service. The 2022 recipients of the Tabin Blake Award are Olivia Moyler and Anna Fenner.
It has been said that Olivia knows no stranger. She has been a big sister to many students on campus, offering sage wisdom and counsel for her peers, experiencing the trials that come with being marginalized or excluded because of who they are. Olivia has supported students through the sometimes complex and complicated systems of OWU so that others will not face the same challenges that she has had to overcome. From interfaith service teams to working with Black alumni and the African American Heritage Council and beyond, Olivia has led by example. That's just who she is. And Anna thrives in the midst of service and community-based learning. She has used her spring breaks on service teams and her work hours at People in Need to meet the physical needs of the community she has encountered. And through her Let's Talk About Social Justice dinners, she has used her research and co-curricular time to meet the less tangible needs of those around her, allowing strangers to dig deeper into issues of race, faith, gender, and sexuality. Though rarely seeking the spotlight, Anna orients her leadership towards both service and learning. So thank you, Olivia and Anna, for all of the ways that you have added to this community through your life lived here with us, and blessings to you as your journeys continue.
Robert Meyer was Vice President for Business Affairs at Ohio Wesleyan for over 2 decades. He was known for his strong sense of ethics, his personal care of people from all walks of life, and his lifelong commitment to community service. The Robert and Betty Meyer Award was established in their honor to remember the importance of campus administrators and staff who faithfully live the historic mission of Ohio Wesleyan in all aspects of life, so as to enrich both church and society. The 2022 recipient of the Robert and Betty Meyer Award is Ida Mustafi.
Ida told me I was only allowed 1 sentence, but I don't listen well. Ida is, in a word, beloved. Whether it's teaching you how to clear your office credit card, or coming in early to make breakfast for summer bridge students, or fiercely facing down all obstacles, Ida is always the first to help. She is an exceptional assistant, a thoughtful organizer, and is incredibly inclusive by nature. But it is perhaps her joy that most stands out. And I don't just mean the joy she shows when she gets to plan a party, which she loves, in case you didn't know. Rather, it is the joy rooted deep in her spirit that shines out of her in laughter and in care for all of those she meets. So thank you, Ida, for all of the ways that you have added to this community through your life lived with us, and blessings to you as your journey continues.
Another one of our Ohio Wesleyan bishops, who served the church with intellect and grace, was Bishop Francis Emner Kearns. As a life trustee of Ohio Wesleyan, Bishop Kearns was especially dedicated to maintaining and strengthening the teaching faculty and the university's United Methodist connection. The Bishop Francis Emner Kearns Award was established in his honor to remember the importance of professors who faithfully live the historic mission of Ohio Wesleyan in all aspects of their life, so as to enrich both church and university. The 2022 recipient of the Bishop Kearns Award is Dr. Foking Daly.
Dr. Daly is committed to our campus and the world being a more just place. She is brilliant, kind, caring, and someone who will always fight for what is right. And she, as she will tell you, is excited about Jesus. She brings with her the interweaving of justice and faith that has long been a hallmark of the Black church experience. Foking is a guiding light who challenges us to think about what we are saying and doing, and to use our words and actions wisely and more intentionally. And when we don't always have the words we need, she helps us find them. She truly teaches us to be better humans. So thank you, Dr. Daly, for all of the ways you have added to this community through your life lived with us, and blessings to you as your journey continues.
The Guy Jarvis Award was established in honor of Dr. Sarvis by Stephen Ollendorf. Dr. Sarvis was a professor of sociology at Ohio Wesleyan and devoted much of his life to promoting and living by example the virtues and values of cross-cultural understanding and sensitivity to racial and religious diversity. This award is given jointly by the Diversity, Equality, and Inclusion Council and the Chaplain's Office to a student who has demonstrated record of fostering cultural understanding and contributing to the creation of a culture of hospitality and inclusion at Ohio Wesleyan. The 2022 recipients of the Guy Sarvis Award are Anna Dusair and Roni Cody.
so we knew that Anna might not be able to make it tonight. Still active and engaged, she had an athletic event today and wasn't sure she would make it back in time. But Dawn Chisebe, our Chief Diversity Officer, sent some words ahead for both Anna and Ronnie, and I will share them with you. Witnessing Anna's power and advocacy has been a privilege. If we all pause and listen to what she is saying, we will learn how to be a better community who support each other in ways that ensure a sense of belonging for all. Anna has made tangible changes for our campus community with the creation of the Campus Climate Reporting System and her most recent film project on BIPOC students' sense of belonging here at OWU. At every moment, she is fighting for justice and equity for all on our campus, nationally and globally, and we see that. And from the beginning, Ronnie has been someone who pushes for what is right. They've been a committed contributor to the Summer Bridge program and an integral individual in creating the Campus DEI strategic plan. They have excelled in their studies here while also participating regularly in campus activism. And Ronnie exemplifies what it means to be an ally to movements. They take the time to learn, and they teach others. They truly do the work that we consistently ask folks to do. They move so quickly from talking about it to being about it, and that is invaluable. So to Anna and to Ronnie, thank you for all the ways that you have added to this community through your life lived here with us, and blessings to you as your journeys continue.
Good evening, and welcome to the Baccalaureate service for the class of 2022. My name is Anna Fender, and I am the class of 22 Baccalaureate student coordinator. Tonight's theme is Beyond the Bubble. When thinking about ideas or themes that might define the experience of class of 2022, we, the Baccalaureate Committee, found ourselves thinking about loss and achievement against the odds. We thought of how deeply the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted our class and our college experiences. So many of us have lost loved ones, time with each other, friends, and family, as well as opportunities such as study abroad, theory to practice grants, and time in the classroom, on the sports field, in the workforce, and in spiritually significant spaces. As we discussed our desire to express this loss that all of us have gone through, but also our wish to keep this evening celebratory, we turn to symbols of rebirth and regrowth through pain. For me, the imagery of bubbles has been inescapable in this pandemic. Discussions of social bubbles, limiting who you spend time with without a mask on, and being on a bubble on campus, both politically and socially, have been almost constant since March of 2020. In the era of contact tracing and social distancing, we have been forced to carefully consider who we are spending time with and in what contexts. This weekend represents our transition from undergraduate students to alumni of Ohio Wesleyan. We are leaving the bubble of OWU's campus, and we are not fully sure what the future holds or when or if we will see each other again. However, this is not the first time we've done this. In March of 2020, most of us left campus, first for spring break, and then abruptly for what would be the last time that semester. Many of us have spent time talking about the deep emotions of those weeks in the following semesters of uncertainty and ever-changing plans. The last 2 years have been chaotic, and it has at times felt like we might be stuck in March of 2020 forever. Yet somehow, here we are. After 4 long years of studying, working, praying, and masking, we are ready, hopefully, to move beyond the OWU bubble and find new spaces, communities, and friends out there in all corners of the world. But while we are moving out of this bubble, perhaps for the last time, we are not leaving behind many of the bubbles of our lives. We take with us both our religious and spiritual communities, the ones we were raised in, and the ones we found during our time in Delaware. We take with us our friendships, mentorships, and social communities, which have supported us and challenged us over the years, and will continue to be a source of joy and motivation to strive for success in the future. Congratulations to the class of 2022. I pray our futures are filled with joy, success, and love. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sana and today I'm going to be talking about my spiritual journey at OWU. If somebody asked me what I learned from my time at OWU, I would sum everything up in one word: acceptance. OWU literally picked me up from a bubble of privilege that I lived in and put me in a place where I met so many new people. Different skin tones, race, gender, sexuality, religion, everything I hadn't seen before. My first friend at OWU was a person who lived right across the hall from me. I went to say hi and they introduced themselves as, "Hi, my name is Dimitri and I use he, him pronouns." I was taken aback. This was something new for me. As mine and Dimitri's friendship grew, I learned so much about his community. He took me in and accepted me and I accepted him. And just like that, a queer man and a cis Muslim girl became best friends. This was something uncommon in my religion, which is why I always struggled with my faith. It was and is hard for me to find a connection with Allah. I realized that this lack of faith came from anger. Growing up in a conservative community, I had heard these views that people had about the queer community. Hearing these messages made me angry. Why do we deny people love and respect? Why can't we just accept different religions and different ways of life? It's ironic, but becoming a part of the queer community and learning about it is what helped me find my faith. Because as I grew more connected to the community, I read, studied, and interpreted, and found my own messages about respect, peace, and acceptance. All this that Islam preaches. I found that religion isn't only about serving God. It's about serving His people and embracing them. So through this journey, I found that college was not about adapting. It was all about accepting. And that's my spiritual journey at OWU. I embraced everyone who was different from me as a part of me that was missing. And I hope that one day the rest of the world will be able to do this as well. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Patrick from Haiti, and this song I'm gonna sing here tonight is dedicated to OWU and to everyone I met here, and just a way of appreciation and gratitude. It's a song that I awarded by when I was in Haiti at the place I grew up. We awarded together for the place. It was the way to show our gratitude. Okay.
Nous t'es pitine grandi. Musique ça.
Espoir.
Juste pour nous capables d'exprimer sentiments nous envers le projet espoir.
À chaque fois content pour penser à tout ça yo réalisé. Et puis espoir t'est commencé. Un seul objectif nous viser. Pour la vie pour nous ou pari. Avec ou avnin préparé, relation que yo sans pareil, yo bon Dieu garde en merveille.
Depuis 4 petits suites, nous
Nous
te
te
prenons
prenons
naissance dans ma bonne Castelpe, n'a pas l'excellence. Si nous qui démini yo, li encadré, nous garçons voyants,
Gen moun pou supporter, projet espoir, yon belle grande famille. D'autres atteignent yo, oui, bon Dieu béni. N'a pas de dire, projet espoir c'est pan. En nous tous mettez van. Projet espoir, famille compris l'opportunité. Ou bonne les bras, sous tous les nouvelles qui bitent. Les miennes n'en fait noir, en face aux bébés difficultés. Tape toujours là, ensemble pour nous mettre voix, nous chanter. Merci, 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 merci. Merci en pile, une délivrance que nous t'attendons. De l'amour nous tout apprendre. Bien fait yo qui longe ban, mais gentil pour nous de comprendre. Pour travail organisé, nous conseiller toute entité. Pas de macri ou toujours soutenir, relève en vrai ou changer vie. Nous jeunes possibilités, logement, sécurité, éducation, santé, en nous était pis vrai. Brave ma coméo, pour nous sommes grands héros. Jamais suspend levé, ensemble n'a pas avancé. Merci, 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 merci en pile. Nos jeunes possibilités, logement, sécurité, éducation, santé, en nous était pis vrai. Brave ma coméo, pour nous sommes grands héros. Jamais suspend levé, ensemble n'a pas avancé. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hello, my name is Bradley Wolford, and I am going to talk about what the Newman group on campus did for me and how it helped me with my faith. Throughout high school, I often went to Mass but was not officially Catholic. When I was a senior in high school, I told myself that I was going to come to campus and become Catholic, even though you're always told it's hard to find and keep your faith while in college. I do not think I would be where I am today if I was not involved with the Newman group. The 5 to 6 members of Newman and Mary Jeffries quickly became my best friends on campus and the people I spent most of my time with. They pushed me and helped me through all the struggles and questions I had regarding Catholicism. While with the group, my faith only got stronger. We would sit and talk for hours on the 4th floor of Hamwell about anything and anything we could think about. We had the opportunity to travel to various states such as California, Arizona, and Indiana to attend events and conferences that helped grow our faith and become closer with ourselves, each other, and with God. One of my favorite things about faith on this campus is all of the different organizations we have and how many of them put on events. It's always interesting to go to an event and see the passion of all the faith organizations and how they all support each other. One of my favorite memories from Newman was going to Seek in Indianapolis, where there were roughly 17,000 people all in the same room, listening to speakers and having Mass. We also had to sprint through the convention center to beat the crowd to get to a Father Mike Schmitz talk. Newman sparked a growth of my faith, and I'm excited to continue growing post-graduation.
The poem I'm going to read is To Begin With The Sweet Grass by Mary Oliver, and it was included in a selection of readings for the wilderness trek I participated in my freshman year, whose theme was stewardship. I chose this poem because I think it's appropriate for baccalaureate, as it is both a prayer of gratitude and a call to action, and I have kept this booklet of readings on my windowsill for the past 3 years. To Begin With The Sweet Grass by Mary Oliver. 1. Will the hungry ox stand in the field and not eat of the sweet grass? Will the owl bite off its own wings? Will the lark forget to lift its body in the air or forget to sing? Will the rivers run upstream? Behold, I say, behold, the reliability and the finery and the teachings of this gritty earth gift. 2. Eat bread and understand comfort. Drink water and understand delight. Visit the garden where the scarlet trumpets are opening their bodies for the hummingbirds, who are drinking the sweetness, who are thrillingly gluttonous. For one thing leads to another. Soon you will notice how stones shine underfoot. Eventually, tides will be the only calendar you believe in. And someone's face, whom you love, will be as a star, both intimate and ultimate, and you will be both heart-shaken and respectful. And you will hear the air itself like a beloved whisper, "Oh, let me, for a while longer, enter the two beautiful bodies of your lungs." 3. The witchery of living is my whole conversation with you, my darlings. All I can tell you is what I know. Look and look again. This world is not just a little thrill for the eyes. It's more than bones. It's more than the delicate wrist with its personal pulse. It's more than the beating of the single heart. It's praising. It's giving until the giving feels like receiving. You have a life. Imagine that. You have this day and maybe another and maybe still another. 4. Someday I am going to ask my friend Paulus, the dancer, the potter, to make me a begging bowl, which I believe my soul needs. And if I come to you, to the door of your comfortable house, with unwashed clothes and unclean fingernails, will you put something into it? I would like to take this chance. I would like to give you this chance. 5. We do one thing or another. We stay the same or we change. Congratulations, if you have changed. 6. Let me ask you this. Do you also think that beauty exists for some fabulous reason? And if you have not been enchanted by this adventure, your life, what would do for you? 7. What I loved in the beginning, I think, was mostly myself. Never mind that I had to, since somebody had to. That was many years ago. Since then, I have gone out from my confinements, though with difficulty. I mean the ones that thought to rule my heart. I cast them out. I put them on the mush pile. They will be nourishment somehow. Everything is nourishment, somehow or another. And I have become the child of the clouds and of hope. I have become the friend of the enemy, whoever that is. I have become older, and cherishing what I have learned, I have become younger. And what do I risk to tell you this, which is all I know? Love yourself, then forget it, then love the world.
Hi everyone, my name is Sydney, and today I'm going to be reading you a personal reflection. When I first came to this university as an 18-year-old freshman, I thought I had everything planned out, and I thought I knew exactly what I was going to do and how I was going to do it. We all know that didn't happen. Thank you so much, COVID. But I know when I was a freshman, not having everything planned out and figured out scared me so bad. It still does. Along the same vein as school and life, when I first came to campus, I identified as an atheist. I was incredibly hard set on that and didn't have any doubt in what I believed in. That changed sometime in my freshman year, and now I identify as an agnostic. Because of experiences I have had at this university, big and small, I have become more comfortable with not knowing all the answers and not having everything figured out. I am now more okay with this in my faith, my life decisions, and in my day-to-day life. I also have felt like it's okay to be confident with who I am as a person. The biggest example I have that has made me okay with not having everything figured out was what I went through with majors. I knew what I always wanted to do since I was a child, and never thought in a million years that college would change that, but it somehow did. Coming into OWU, I knew I was going to major in zoology, as I'm sure a lot of you are, and I knew that I wanted to teach. During my sophomore year, I decided I wanted to minor in communication to make it easier to get a conservation education job, so I started taking communication classes. Fast forward to now, I'm about to graduate with 2 majors, zoology and communication. I was incredibly uncertain of this when I first made this decision. Long hours were spent in my advisor's office shedding tears while trying to figure out if this decision was even possible, and look at me now. The other thing that this university has given me is the ability to feel like I can be confident in situations. If you know me at all, you know that I have no confidence whatsoever in myself and what I do. The university and my experiences as a leader, while living in the interfaith slough, being on the equestrian show team for all of my time here at Ohio Wesleyan, and succeeding in anything I set my mind to academically, have all shown me that I am capable of so much. When I was thinking of adding another major, and I was freaking out about it because I wasn't sure if I was even smart enough to be able to make it work, my advisor told me something, and I will never forget what she said. When you walk across that stage, I want you to be able to look me in the eye when I give you a compliment about how well you have done, and I want you to say thank you without looking away. This has stuck with me even today, and I think being able to accomplish all that I have has shown me that I have so much to be proud of, and I hope to do just that when I see her tomorrow. Everyone told me that I would change in some way, shape, or form when I got into college, but I didn't know that it was going to be to this extent. If you had told baby Sydney that she would be okay with sitting with uncertainty in general, she would have laughed so hard she would have cried, but here I am. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Isha Bukhari, and today I'm going to be performing a hymn called Wohi Khuda Hai in Urdu, and if you go to page 5, there is a translation for it as well, and I'd love if you'd all follow along. Koi to hai jo nizam-e hasti chala raha hai चला रहा है वो ही खुदा है दिखाई भी जो ना दे नजर भी जो आ रहा है वो ही खुदा है वो ही खुदा है वो ही खुदा है वो ही खुदा है नजर भी रखे समाते भी वो जान लेता है नियतें भी जो खाना-ए लाशूर में जगमगा रहा वो ही खुदा है वो ही खुदा है वो ही खुदा है वो ही खुदा है तलाश उसको ना कर बुतों में वो है बदलती हुई रुतों में जो दिन को रात और रात को दिन बना रहा है वो ही खुदा है वो ही खुदा है वो ही खुदा है वो ही खुदा है कोई तो है जो निज़ाम हस्ती चला रहा है वो ही खुदा है दिखाई भी जो ना दे नजर भी जो आ रहा है वो ही खुदा है वो ही खुदा है वो ही खुदा है वो ही खुदा है अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मदिन अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मदिन वाला आलही वसहबिही वसल्लिम Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Once arriving at OWU, I wanted to continue to be surrounded by young believers and be open to learning about how others experience God. During the student involvement fair, I met a handful of religious clubs and Bible studies. I excitedly attended 4 or 5 sessions of various groups, but none of them particularly fit for me except one, AIA, or Athletes in Action, which was a Bible study for athletes. During spring break of my freshman year, I went on an interfaith mission trip to DC. There we met with state representatives, people without homes, returning citizens, and organizations that support them. Through that experience, I started piecing together my worldly role. 2 months later, my dad unexpectedly passed from renal cancer. This uprooted almost everything in my life except for my faith. I had an understandably very hard next year. I went through an identity crisis the first half of my fall semester, realizing my dreams weren't necessarily mine and that I could do the same things I wanted to do without going to medical school, which is helping people somehow or some way medically. My sophomore year, spring break, I went on a wilderness trek. It was spiritually centered, but my personal goal was to experience God without any distraction, in the rawest form, nature. I had never been camping before, and we kayaked every day in the ocean, so I couldn't have been more excited. The first day we got there, we spent 3 hours on the beach journaling. I stayed on the boardwalk for most of the time, wondering why I wasn't inclined to sink my toes in the sand or feel the cool water. I was unsettled. At that moment, I was reminded of my dad and how much I missed him. I grew up going to the beach every year with him. It was a big love that we shared. Finally being able to be still with no distractions, I cried for 2 hours. Once regrouping, I shared that with my group, and it opened up everyone else to sharing their own personal hardships that they had endured leading up to our trip. At the back end of our trip, we were getting emails from school saying that we have to leave school and go home because COVID-19 was getting serious. At home, I had a very challenging time. Everyone was grieving in their own way, and being under the same roof felt congested. I tried to get out of the house as much as possible. I walked to the park to run a 5K every day and started listening to gospel music while going hard to home workouts in our garage. Staying in that bubble was catalytic to so much personal growth, leading me to move out by the end of the summer. In March 2021, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. Having a second parent get diagnosed with cancer could have broken me, but it didn't. I would like to shout out my beautiful mother tonight. With her resilience and positive attitude, she has kept everyone grounded. I want to thank OWU for facilitating the experiences that helped shape me the person I am today. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Anna. We've already met. The following reading is adapted from its original version, which was read before each of the spring break service trips I went on while at OWU. It's become a personal prayer for me as someone invested in social justice and interfaith cooperation. It was originally a Franciscan benediction or parting blessing, and while I am not Catholic, it resonates with me deeply. May God bless us with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships, so that we may seek truth boldly and love deeply. May God bless us with anger at injustice, oppression, and the exploitation of people and the environment, so that we may work tirelessly for justice, equity, and peace. May God bless us with tears to shed with those who suffered pain, rejection, hunger, and war, so that we may reach out our hands to comfort them and to walk with their pain and to joy. And may God bless us with foolishness, enough to believe that we really can make a difference in the world, so that we can do what others claim cannot be done, to foster justice and kindness among all people in this world. Amen.
Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. This quote by Nelson Mandela, to me, captures the essence of what my time at OWU has been like. It is a privilege to be where we are today, on our way out from completing our undergraduate degree. The last 4 years have not been easy at all. Many of us have faced changes, challenges, and have had to overcome our own shared as well as unique hurdles that have made us who we are today. I can honestly say my OWU experience was 1 in a million. I had a great time. But I think it was the people at OWU who made my experience so worthwhile. When I was asked to speak at the baccalaureate, I knew I wanted to dedicate my speech to thanking those who are the reason I have made it this far. So today, when you thank people, thank the Dr. Christopher Modicas in your life, who understand kindness and empathy and lead with it. Thank the Dr. Ashley Kennards for always being in your corner, supporting you and rooting for you. And thank the Lisa Hoes who have provided you with the light in the darkest of hours and made it so you can thrive no matter your circumstances. Take the time to thank these people because it is them who got us through. Our friends, our faculty, and our campus family who have ridden with us for the last 4 very chaotic years. As a student who spent college oceans away from home, it was these people who I would turn to and who I sought out for guidance. I want to thank Dr. Chad Johns, our chaplain, who has been a great source of support to many students, including me. My own spiritual journey at OWU led me to becoming the president of Tawheed, a faith-based club for Muslim students on campus. Through Tawheed, I learned the value of community, of service, and of being a part of something much bigger than myself. I found solace in the club and its members in times of stress, found companionship and solidarity in times of difficulty, and found a home away from home in all the ways that matter. As I graduate and move on into the world, I'm realizing just how much I leaned on the members of Tawheed and on Chad for guidance and strength. But I'm also realizing just how much confidence I've built by being in this role and the lifelong relationships that I've cultivated and that I'm dedicated to maintaining for years to come. It is very safe to say that I am grateful for my time here and for all that OWU has made possible for me. I also want to thank my mother, who is in the audience today. Where I am today, who I am today, is all because of you. You've never stopped pushing me towards success, never stopped encouraging me and having the utmost faith in me. This is all your work, and I dedicate all of this to you. Finally, I want to address my peers. Go out into the world, be good and do good. I hope we all become people we are proud to be. Thank you.
Seniors, please come up on stage. So as we come tonight to the end of our baccalaureate service, I find myself filled with gratitude for the folks you have heard tonight and so many others. And so as we close for this evening, and as you prepare for commencement tomorrow, I invite you to receive this benediction. As you look to the bubbles out of which you have burst, may you find wisdom that you may see where you have been and who you have become. And as you look to the bubbles that gift you with safety, the spattered droplets of old bubbles behind you, the iridescent sheen of new bubbles before you, may you find joy in this moment where you are. And as you move beyond the bubbles you have known, may you travel ever onward into justice, into growth, and into the very heart of the divine. And may you always find your way to the ones you call home. Amen.